Hi, this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of the creditrepairshop.com. Thank you for coming to this webinar. And this is going to be a lot of material. So if you are watching something or you got something else that could distract you, I think you need to go ahead and turn those things off because this is probably going to be some of the most important information that you're going to get when it comes to changing your life for the better when it comes to your credit and your finances, because I think what I have here for you is going to be the solution that you've been looking for. And before I get started, I want to talk about some things that I see that happens with my clients, see with people that I know, family, friends, and that is that there's a lot of roadblocks that are out there that are stopping you from being able to succeed. And some of those roadblocks can be family issues, it could be issues that you're having at work, it could be financial issues, it could be mental and physical issues where you're just feeling tired, where your body just doesn't seem to be wanting to work right. With the work issues, it could be that you're just not getting along with the people there, or you're sick of your job, or you're not being treated with respect. Financial issues, you could have issues on your credit. You overfinanced yourself. You're not making enough to pay your bills. You're struggling using credit cards. All those types of things. And then family issues where you may not be getting along with your spouse, and that could be a direct relation to your financial situation, because we all know that almost every divorce that happens uh, is because of is almost like 80% is over finances. Other things happen where they grow apart, but mainly they grow apart because finances put a lot of stress on the families, and then all of a sudden, to escape, they start doing other things, and that's what breaks up the family. But the root cause is usually comes down to finances. And so you have to, the only way that I know, and this is my advice to you, the way to break through roadblocks is not to think about what's going on, is to think about solutions. When you start to work on those solutions, you have to use repetitive motion, repetitive action to be able to get to that end result of the solution. Because when you first try to do it, it's not gonna, you're not gonna get results the next day. If you think that, then you're never going to be able to get to where you want to be. It takes work. Look at everything in life that's worth anything. Even if you build a house, it could take months to build that house. If you're trying to lose weight, it could take months to lose weight. If you're trying to get education and get a degree, it could take years to get that degree. So stop thinking that you're going to find a solution and then that solution is going to do it overnight for you. That's something that our type of world that we live in, this instant world, instant gratification world that we live in, that's what has stopped a lot of people from being able to succeed, because they think that if they see a solution and they try it and they don't have a result the next day, they just quit because they think that it has to be instant. Now, let's talk a little bit about my program. That's what we're going to go into, about why I believe my program is a solution for anyone that's looking to change their lives, find with their credit and their debt, and with their own life. To be able to have a bright future. And number one is that I'm my best example that my system works, because I don't believe that anyone can tell you how to fix a problem if they haven't experienced a problem. Because everything that I named off to you, I went through, and I had to break through each of those. And that's why my program is designed a certain way. My scores at one time, when back in the 90s, was 490 and below. And I printed out a sheet today, even though it says 912 on there, because they recycle your scores every 30 days. My next one is going to be coming up soon. But you can see there is my name, and I blocked out, there's my name, born 1968. I blocked out my mailing, my home address, obviously, but everyone knows my office address, 6234 West Capitol Drive, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We don't hide from anybody. I don't hide from anybody. Now, here go my credit scores. You can see 750, 752, and 749. On their scale, it says that it's an excellent credit score. TransUnion gave me a 749. I don't know why, but they say that my credit score is good. But I can tell you, having this credit score gives me a lot of financial power. Something that I think that you're looking for, and we'll get to that in a minute about some of the opportunities that have came my way solely because I have these types of credit scores. Now, I've also helped over 100,000 people that have downloaded or watched my videos on credit and debt all over the world. I've seen where soldiers that were in Italy, soldiers that are in Iraq, overseas, Afghanistan, they're fighting the war, and they still were watching my videos and trying to work out their credit and debt issues, because no matter what, these are the same issues across the board that people have, is that they have problems with their credit and debt. So I've helped over 100,000 people with my videos, workbooks, and my ebooks and my workshops. And then I've also personally helped, as customers of the Credit Repair Shop, over 5,000 customers in the last year. And we've helped them with their credit, we've helped them increase their scores, and we helped them lower their debt. Now, let me ask you this question up front. I want you to think about this. If you could have a 750 credit score on all three of yours, just like I just showed you with mine, except for the 749, I'm pretty sure that's going to be increasing pretty soon. But if you could have a 750 across the board, what would that be worth to you? Just think about it. What would that be worth to you? Then also, if you could have your dream house at a low interest rate, not one of these predator interest rates. I'm talking about having a house that's $300,000, but you're paying $1,300 for your mortgage payment. What would that be worth to you? What if you could have your dream car? I'm not talking about some cheap car. I'm talking about having you a Range Rover, having your Mercedes Benz, having you a Lexus, whatever your dream car is, having that at a low monthly payment. A payment that when you make the payment, you're actually paying off the car, not just paying on the interest. What if you could have you a couple of credit cards with $5,000 or $10,000 balances? You don't even be using them, but you just know that you have access to use them because your credit score is so good, they're giving you the best interest rate. And they're making that money available to you at the lowest possible interest rates. Also, what if you have money in the bank because you've saved all that money because you don't, from before you used to have to pay high payments because of your credit score, but now because you have a 750 credit score, all of your payments are low, and then you get to put money in the bank and you get to have more money to spend. What would that be worth to you to have that? Also, peace of mind. This is something that it's, if you think about it, if you have your money under control, you got money in the bank, you have a high credit score, you're feeling good about yourself, you had a peace of mind, what is that worth to you to have a peace of mind that your credit and your finances are 100% under control? That means that you don't have no frustration when it comes to your credit and your finances. What would that be worth to you? And if that was guaranteed to you, what would you pay my company to be able to allow you to have that type of peace of mind, to have all of those things? Now, let's just break it down. If you have a 750 credit score on all three, let's just break down the value of that. You could be saving literally tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments each year. Money that you're already spending. A lot of people always say, where is all of my money going? Your money is going in interest payments. I knew people that were clients of ours that had houses that was only $100,000. That means the house was purchased for $100,000. They had a 9 and 11 and 13 and 15% interest rate, and when you look on their statement, 100% of their payment was going towards the interest. 100%. If they had the interest rates that they're offering now, 3.75, 3.65%, they would be putting money in their pocket. So let me just give you an example. If you have $100,000 house, you have a 9 or 10% interest rate, you're going to be paying about $940 or $50 per month, all going to interest. If you just flip that and made that in and had good credit and had a normal interest rate of today's market, 3.75, 3.85, 3.65, somewhere in there, you would only be paying about $400 per month for the principal and the interest payments on that same house. Look at that money that would go in your pocket. If it's cutting $500 a month off of the monthly payment, you're talking $6,000 in your pocket every year. What would that be worth? That's just breaking that down. Living in your dream home. A lot of people are living in places that they don't want to live at. They're just maintaining order, even paying the landlord and making them rich from paying them the monthly payment. So they're not even building any type of value or anything of wealth for their family. They're building the wealth of their landlord. So what would that be worth? Let's just break that down. If you paid that same $100,000 house off with a low interest rate, we've already established that you're going to save $6,000 per year if you just got a decent interest rate. Then all on top of that, you would be building value into your building wealth because you're paying the house down. So let's just say after 15, if you had a 15-year mortgage, you have $100,000 house. Even if the market didn't go up, you have a house that's worth $100,000. Now, and then you can sell it, and then that could be money that can go towards retirement. Let's talk about car payments. People are driving around in cars that they're paying 15, 16, 17% interest rate on, where when they even go to try to trade in the car at the end, they look at that they had never been able to even pay almost any of the principal down because they're paying a high interest rate on the loan. So if you, let me just give you an example. On my car, on a Land Rover that I bought, before I paid it off, we were paying 2.99% interest on that. When I used to look at how much the bank was making on that, it was like a steal because they were barely making any interest, like I think it was about $50 in interest. And yes, they did have a finance charge, and that's what made me end up paying off the car, because no matter what, even if I paid extra towards the monthly payment, they were going to make money on the finance charges, so I ended up paying it off. But let's just leave it like if I would have just left it like it was, paying the payment on that with a 2.99% interest rate, was barely paying any interest. It was paying the car off. If I ever wanted to trade that car in at any time, I would have had equity in the car. Most people that take their cars in for trades, and I know you've experienced it. I experienced it in the past where you had paid payments for 1 or 2 years. You went to take the car back. The car wasn't even worth what you owed on the car. That's because the interest rate, you were paying mostly interest and not towards the principal. Now let's look at credit cards. If you have good credit, they're going to give you access to credit cards that other people don't get access to. Yes, I had to break my own rule. At one point, I did not have credit cards, but I decided, because of an incident that happened when I was on a vacation. When we got there, we didn't even know it until we got there. We had rented a car, and they had changed their policy to where you couldn't use debit cards. We have always, for like 20 years, only used debit cards because we didn't believe in having credit cards. and but we ended up having to get one, so I got an American Express Gold card, and I have a of America card. But the trick about it, the thing that's different than what other people were offered, if you have bad credit or low credit, they wouldn't give it to you if you have bad credit. But if you have a low credit score, they're gonna have a jacked up interest rate on the cards. Uh, on American Express, I don't pay any interest rate because number one, you pay that card off every month. But they give me, because of my credit score, they give me the option. I qualify, and they don't give this to everyone. I qualify if I wanted to pay the American Express card off in monthly payments. I qualify that for that, but they only qualify you that by your credit score. With the Bank of America card, they just gave me a very low interest rate, very, very low interest rate, and a high balance if I ever wanted to use it. Having money in the bank, when you save money, see, if you think about it, if you think about what I'm telling you, all of this makes sense, because now you've saved money with the mortgage. You've saved money by not renting anymore because you got into a house. You got a low interest rate. You're saving money on those payments, saving money on the credit cards, saving money when you bought a car. What does that equal? That equals having more money in the bank, having savings, having the ability to save. See how all of this starts to line up? And that's what I'm trying to get you to think about. And now when we look at it, all of that equals, when you have all of that under control, all of that equals having peace of mind. See how all of those line up together? That's what you have to do to be able to do it. So what would you pay? Would you pay $10,000 if I said that I could guarantee that you can have all of that by following my program? Would you pay $10,000? We've already established that you're going to save a ton of money, especially if you have your own mortgage, have a mortgage, and you look at how much you're going to save over the years. If you have a high interest rate mortgage on that $100,000 property at 9%, you're going to end up paying over $300,000 back on that mortgage. But if you have a low interest rate, you're going to, and you pay it off, just go with a regular 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay at least $200,000 on that, but that's saving $100,000. Would you pay $10,000 to be able to put yourself in the position to have that type of savings? I believe you would. If you had the money, you would, because it would make sense. What about $5,000? What about $1,000? What about $500? To be able to get yourself into all of those positions, and these are just some. There's tons of things that'll happen when you have good credit, but these are just a few that I listed. Now, think about that for a second, but don't give me an answer. Don't even answer it yet. Now, let's talk about how I can get you there. And one of the things that I talk about in my workshops and on my videos, and we're about to get onto the whiteboard here to start giving you some visuals on how you need to start seeing things to be able to move forward, is that, and this is the same thing that happens to me, is that you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know it, it can keep you broke. A lot of people follow information from people that don't know what they're talking about, that have never been in the same situation that they're in right now, and they either follow a recipe that will not work, or follow a system, or follow someone's plan that won't work. And it won't work not because they wasn't honest in putting together a plan. What it was, they didn't have the experience. They don't have the personal experience to be able to tell you the different roadblocks that are going to come about when you try to make these changes in your life. So it's very important to follow people like myself that have been through it, that have worked their way through it, and I've worked my way through it, and because what it's going to do is it's going to fill in those holes. You know, if it was so easy, 2 + 2 is 4. If it was that easy, all I would have to do is tell you the information and you'd be able to follow it. No, I need to be able to give you that information, but also tell you my experiences through that, because you're going to experience some of the same things. Now, let's break down everything here. Got my lines here. I think I got them all. The first step in my program is the 8-point validation system. This is what you know, this is like the foundation of my whole company, the foundation of the credit repair shop, because this here is what you're going to need to be able to repair your credit. This is the foundation of where you're going to be starting. And in my program, this is what you're going to have in there, and it takes you step by step from the preparation, which is getting prepared, everything that you're going to need to have in order to be able to start to repair your credit. A lot of people, they just think that all you do is put together some letters and send them out. No, there are some things that you need to know even before you even get to that process, because if you mess up those, you're automatically going to be rejected. A lot of people wonder why, if I'm repairing, I send out everything properly to get my credit repaired, and I know that this is wrong. I know that this account or whatever doesn't belong to me, or I know it shouldn't be on my credit report. Why do they disregard it and say that it does? It's because you did not put together the information the way that it has to be. There's a process, and there's a process that's different for all three bureaus. And if you don't follow that process, you're going to be rejected straight from the beginning. And what we usually charge for that, depending on if you're a business customer or consumer, we usually charge $574.95 and up to $1,500 just for that program. But I'm going to have a special offer at the end of this. I'm just wanting to show you the value of what you're going to be getting. Now, in the next part here is we have our research and support. Obviously, if you're a customer, you're going to automatically get support, but we had this research department, and in that research department is $50 to $250 is what we would normally charge for anyone that needs to do research. This will be included for certain types of research that needs to be done. This will be included. We will include that with this special offer that we're going to be making at the end of this. But what this comes down to is if you have any issues that might come about with dealing with a collection agency or original creditor, or someone's trying to come after you, trying to sue you, whatever, we can do the research for you to tell you all of your options. If they're trying to garnish you, we can tell you all of your options on how to deal with that, and then we'll get that information to you so you can be able to utilize it to be able to make sure that you know all of your rights. The next part is the how-to. How-to videos. I mean, if you look at it, that's worth thousands of dollars. The reasons why is because I go into detail exactly how I have dealt with credit issues, debt, repo, medical, increasing credit scores, buying a house, inquiries, and more. And then this is expanded. This here is expanded on a monthly basis, sometimes on a weekly basis, where I'll put new videos on tips and techniques and things that I've found from working with our clients. I put that information in there so you'll be able to learn from it and be able to utilize it to repair your credit. And also I talk about things that are personal in there with dealing with frustration. Like when you're going through the credit repair process, you're going to get frustrated. So I tell you how to deal with that frustration. The next section is we talk about how to settle debt with original creditors and debt collection companies. And we normally charge $250 per account, but we're showing you exactly how to do that, and we're also bagging that up with support. So that's just how much it would have cost you to be able to, if you were paying us for the services. This is our normal cost per debt settlement issue that you would have been going through per account, we would have charged you that amount. The next section is get how to get out of debt. I made these videos, oh man, it was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. It's 4 videos and 4 workbooks. I haven't seen anything out there that's better than this, because I'm taking you through exactly what my wife and I did to be able to get out of $300,000 in debt. In 1994, we were $300,000 in debt, and we used this, everything that you see with this part, and this was before the credit repair. This was just to be able to get out of debt. Uh, it took us till 1999, but if I would have had this info, it would have went by. It would have happened a lot faster. But this is from my journey and what me and my wife did to get out of debt. I put that in a form of videos, 4 videos, 4 workbooks, very easy to follow. That's inside of this offer that I'm going to be making to you. That was $199.99 when I sold it. When I did workshops, I would do workshops, and it would just depend on what the company or the organization paid me to be there to do that presentation for them. Student loans. Our student loans, there's a lot of people out there, you might even find yourself out there where you're having problems being able to afford paying your student loans. There are certain programs that are available to you. We put those in there. We've helped people either consolidate, refinance. All of that information is in there. If you find yourself where you felt defrauded by either the school that you were going to, if it was one of the technical type schools that did not follow through on their promise, or they closed up or whatever, that information is in there. $499 is what we normally charge when we handle those cases. Also, if you're a public servant, school teacher, police officer, in the military, there's programs that are available to you. We give you access to all of the documents that you're going to need to be able to see what are your options with either getting your student loan discharged if you have a disability, or if you can have it lowered because you're a public servant, or if you need to have it consolidated or have a lower payment. For all of those documents are in there, and we normally charge $499. The next one is IRS. If you have an IRS issue, we have all of the documents and the test that the IRS requires you to take to see if you even qualify to be able to have a discount on the taxes that you currently owe. All the documents are there, all of the information is there, exactly step by step what you got to do. We normally charge our clients $500 to do that service. You're going to have all of the information on how to do that. I'm running out of space here, but we'll go here and we'll say ID. ID theft. If a client came to us and they were a victim of ID theft, we charge $499 to do a process to repair their credit from ID theft. We worked with every one of the companies that was showing on their credit reports. We worked with all 3 bureaus, but there's a specific document that you must have, and that goes back to understanding the foundation of what you need to be able to repair ID theft. There's thousands of people that have proof that they were a victim of ID theft, and when they've sent their information into the bureaus, nothing happened with it. It's because they did not have the documents that you gotta have to be able to submit for ID theft, and that's what we give you right there. Normally, with our clients, we charge $499. You're gonna have all of that information to use that. And then my wealth building videos. I decided to add that in there. That's worth thousands of dollars because if you've seen my story, I've been in business since 1990. I haven't worked for anyone else other than myself since 1990. And I'm making this video. It's 2017, September 29th, 2017. Uh, I have a wealth of knowledge that I want to share with everyone about the mindset that you have to be able to be in business for yourself. And that's what these videos, they're growing. I add them either weekly or monthly. I'm going to be adding information in there. And that's going to be basically taking you through the mindset that you have to be able to be in business for yourself, to be able to make a change in your life. Those videos are going to be posted in the program also. And then last is affiliate program. I will pay you to refer people to this video, to this program. I'll refer you to uh, well, you'll be able to get a link, and then if you refer people and they sign up with the program, you'll be able to earn a commission every month that they stay in the program. You'll be able to earn a commission, and that's valuable. Now, remember what I said earlier about how much would you pay. I hope you have an amount in your mind. If you were able to have a 750 credit score, if you're able to have your dream house at a low rate, you have your dream car at a low payment, one that you're paying off. You're not just paying off the interest. Two credit cards with where you could spend ten or $15,000, but it has a low interest rate attached to it. Money in the bank that you don't even have to touch because you're saving so much money from payments that you used to make in the past. And then the peace of mind with having your credit and your finances 100% under control. How much would you pay? And so if you think about it, look at all the costs. We have the $574.95 to $1,500. The support, we normally charge for that $50 to $250. How-to videos, that's worth thousands. How to settle debt, $250. How to get out of debt, the video series and the workbooks, $199. Student loan, $499. IRS, how to settle with the IRS, in all the documents, information that you're going to need, $500. ID theft, if you find yourself a victim of ID theft, $499. The wealth building videos, the affiliate program, all of that. Look at everything that you would get in this program, and let me tell you what you're gonna. If you take advantage today, and I know I'm gonna end up increasing the price as I add more to the program. I'm going to be increasing the price, but no matter what, if you stay a member, your price will be locked in. But if you sign up today, right now, you can get in for $19.99 per month. So if you click the button and sign up right now, this is what you'll pay to get in, and you'll have access to everything from day one, all of the information that we have here. And then the other thing is, one question that I had when in my emails, a lot of people asked, they said, well, how long should I stay a member? I want you to stay a member as long as you would like, because even if you repair your credit, you're going to have access to ask questions about things that might come up in the future. Remember the wealth building, remember the affiliate program. You can stay attached to that and keep referring people and helping people solve their problems. But if you're just in it just to get the information and utilize it, and once you get finished, that your credit is repaired, you don't have to stay a member. So you can stay a member as long as you need to use the program. It's not required that you stay a member. You're not signing any contract or anything. So it's only $19.99 per month. We went through how much your life could change if you take advantage of this program. So just give it a chance. Once you log in, I tell you step by step exactly what you have to do from day one. All you have to do is follow the instructions, and I guarantee that you'll be on your way to having good credit and getting rid of the frustration and changing your life over when it comes to your credit and your finances. So again, this is Stephen Williams with thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you.